The Springboks' 31-man squad is out. Watch me dissect that right now. Welcome back to SkinnyBru Rugby, guys. So it's the third out of 4 big Southern Hemisphere teams that is out, and there's not a lot of surprises in this group. I'll dissect that right now. If you want to see more international content though, remember to hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Here is the Springboks team, the 31-man squad traveling to the Rugby World Cup. At the Loosehead Props, Kitsov, he's just getting more depth at that position. He has 39 caps at the moment, and he looks to be the first choice in the position at the moment, outplaying Beast, who has his experience, a massive amount of caps, actually 110 caps at the moment. And what amount of depth do we have in this position? He knows what to do in a World Cup. At hooker, he went with the conventional 3 options. Brits, he's also there. The 38-year-old is going to the World Cup, and he has not had a lot of time on the international stage, or not a lot of games on the international stage, but he is still a very experienced Saracens veteran, and he will bring a lot of depth to that side. Mark's one of the best in the world. His line-out throwing has had a couple of issues though in the past. Therefore, they also went with Mbunambi. He is in form at the moment. There's a lot of interest from the likes of the Kings and some European-based sides. And he's just a little bit better at his line-out throws, and he has a knack of winning games at the end. Tighthead Props, Koch, he's one of the most solid tightheads in the world at the moment. I think if Thomas du Toit did have a better game the other day, Koch wouldn't have been in the 31-man squad though, because Thomas du Toit is a swinger prop, so you could use him on both sides of the scrum. Malherbe, he's also been there. He's been around for a while, and is he still the first choice at the moment? Especially with the next guy, Trevor Nyakane. What a great year he's had. He can play both sides of the scrum actually, so it's a great guy to have in your team, and he may be the favorite number 3 for the Springboks at the moment. Lock number 4, Etzebeth, he's one of the best in the world as well. 27 years old and already 78 caps. So he just has a bunch of experience that comes with him, and that is going to count on the field. Then we also have Snyman. He has only 15 caps at the moment, but so it's a bit difficult for him to outplay Etzebeth in that squad because of that experience. But he is a different kind of player with that subtle touches he makes. He is a bit quicker as well, so he's a great guy to bring off the bench. Lock number 5, Loet de Jager, also 40 caps behind his name already. He is the second choice number 5 at the moment. He has a little bit more experience than Mostert at the moment as well, so that's a good guy to bring into that second team if you want a little bit more experience there. And he's more of a tackle buster than Mostert. Mostert, he's the smallest lock of the group, but he can also fall in at flanker. He's a good player, very similar to Pieter-Steph du Toit. So it's a good thing to have him in the squad, and he has now also had experience with Gloucester in England. Blindside Flanker, obviously Captain Kulisi. He's back from his injury. He's not at his best yet from that 1.5 games we've seen from him, but the leadership he brings to the table is just second to none, and he would want to lift that World Cup at the end of this year. Kwagga Smith, he was preferred over Elstad. He's a different type of flanker than the ones we have. He's smaller than all of them. He actually only weighs 80 kilograms. But remember, he's actually a sevens player, so he is very quick, good in his turnovers. That's something he really excels in. But you have to ask, can't Francois Lowe maybe cover the number 6 jersey? Who's going to be covering Pieter-Steph du Toit at number 7? If he goes down, who's going to be covering his position? That's the only concern I have for the team. On the Openside flanker, we have Pieter-Steph du Toit. He's on the verge of hitting that 50 caps mark, a big milestone in any rugby player's career. His last World Cup, he was still playing a lock, so he's now on the flanker, and hopefully he can concentrate on that position at the moment, and he can just excel there like he has been. he is a tackle machine. You can just expect a lot from him. Front row low, he is listed as a number 8 for me, but he will probably be covering all 3 loose forward positions. Something that we would have wanted Marcel Coetzee to do, because that's something he actually does do. But you can't overlook front row low in the team with that 68 caps he has behind his name. He does bring a lot of experience, and he's just obtained so much experience over the years of playing. At number 8, Vermeulen, it's another guy very close to his 50 cap mark. He's been playing in Japan for a while. He really does know the area well. He does know the players that play there, and he's the only specialist number 8 in the squad. Then Scrum Halves, Faf de Klerk, he is still the favorite to get that number 9 jersey. He is a very quick player and feared by a lot of opposition, and that we use to our advantage. He's like a key part of the defense for the Springboks, so that's also going to bode well for them. Reinach, he's also there. He had an amazing season in England and was actually nominated for Player of the Year. Is he the third choice, number 9 at the moment? Because he's in a battle with Herschel Yankees. All of a sudden he's in a Bok jersey, and he plays very similar to Faf. He's very small, very quick. He is good at his defense, and he is definitely the smallest player in the team. He does make Faf de Klerk look big. So all of a sudden South Africa has 3 brilliant options at number 9. Normally teams don't go for 3 scrum halves if they go with 3 hookers. So it is a strange pick to go for 3 scrum halves and 3 hookers. So you are going to lose some depth in certain positions. But as one of the subscribers said, he's certain Reinach could cover wing if he had to. If there was an issue, he could actually cover the wing. And maybe the depth isn't that out of place. Fly halves, Elton Yankees, he's a backup 10. He's growing into that role. His rugby has been a little bit better. He does fail sometimes on the international stage, but it looks like he is growing into that secondary option as number 10, and he can focus his attention on that role as well. Pollard, he's probably one of the best number 10s in the world at the moment. He's in form. He was in form with the Bulls, in form with the Springboks at the moment as well. I like to read stats on Rugby Pass. I like to see how they rate players as well. They only rate him as the 9th best in the world at the moment. I don't think so. I do think he is a lot higher than that, at least in the top 5. So let me know your thoughts. I think if you have to compare each number 10 at the moment, Pollard is probably the most informed player. Inside centre, Damien de Allende with 39 caps. He does have a bit of experience behind his name at the moment. He is probably now favourite to get that number 12 jersey. He's not been great to thus far this season, but he has been solid. He does do his job. He does go forward with the ball all the time. He does not get tackled backwards. Frans Steyn, he's probably going to be on the bench for most of the competition, but he's the bench player for the whole back line, covering most of the position, and the opposition will fear him when he comes on for his ability just to kick over the poles from anywhere on the field. He was preferred over Esterhuizen in the team, and I think part of that is his experience of 60 caps behind his name. Outside centre, he's probably favourite for that number 13 jersey at the moment due to his defensive organisation. He's very good at that, and he's also good at spreading the ball out wide when they are running, and you want someone to spread the ball out wide with the dangerous wingers South Africa has. Kriel, he is probably the second option now for the number 13 jersey, but it's probably because he can cover wing and fullback as well. He is also a guy that does like running with the ball, so when he's on the field the ball tends to not go to the wing as much, but he is a good attacker. What he does have in attack though, he does lack in defense. His defense isn't always the best. As one of the subscribers also said, maybe he should be shifted to one of the wings because we have had a little bit of depth problems at the wings. He is very good at wing as well. So yeah, but then we lose a little bit of depth at 13 because there is no other real player playing 13 at the moment. Left wing, there's only one option at the moment, Mapimpi. His defense is questionable, but his attacking is very dangerous. At the moment, the question is Deante injured? Is he now banned? We still don't know what's going on. There's no clarity behind him, and it looks like he is missing the Rugby World Cup. As I said, Kriel, he does give a little bit of depth for that position at number 11, and otherwise Mapimpi has his 7 caps. He will quickly let that number go up in this World Cup if he is going to play in all the games as left wing. Right wing, both are super dangerous options. Colby, only 9 caps at the moment, but he is very good. He's just tearing it up for Toulouse at the moment, and he's also stepped it up in the Springboks squad. He can step anyone in any place on the field, and that's just good to have that little guy on the field. Nkosi, he's also been in great fettle, playing really well. The question has been raised if one of them should be switched to the left wing so that both can be on the field. I think if you did do that, Colby should switch. Colby could cover multiple roles because he is a guy that can cover fullback as well. He would have knowledge to play on the left wing as well. So if they wanted to do that, he should probably move there. But yeah, Nkosi here definitely has a different stature than Colby. Completely different build, but he's just as dangerous. He has more of a tendency to run over players than around them. Fullbacks, Galant has been picked. He hasn't been at his best recently, but he hasn't put any foot wrong. He's definitely very dangerous if he does get the ball and he does get his form right, and he can cause havoc for any team. Willie Leroux, he hasn't done much so far, but behind the scenes sometimes you will see him get very subtle touches through, and he would be the reason for a try, and that just goes amiss. No one usually sees that, but he's also done nothing wrong so far, so that's also a very good thing for them. If you have a little bit of a closer look at the squad's average age at the moment is 28, so it's guys at the end of their peak. The peak age for players are usually between 24 and 28, so this is at the end of their peak, which is still very good. Average caps 33, not a lot. Ideal would probably be above 40, but they lack a little bit of experience internationally. They have a lot of experience in domestic competitions, so it could balance out. The average weight of the squad 104 kgs, and average height 1.86 meters. The youngest guy in the squad, Herschel Jantjies, by a couple of months, just a little bit younger than Sabu Nkosi. Jantjies, he's also the smallest player in the squad, weight-wise and height-wise. Then let's have a closer look at the maximums. Brits is the oldest guy in the squad, being 38 years old. Beast, he brings the experience. And the highest weight, Malherbe and Kitshoff, shares the spoils. Tallest player, RG Snyman, he's at 2.06 meters tall. If you have a closer look at the teams being represented in the squad, 8 players from the Bulls, 3 players from the Lions, 4 players from the Sharks, 8 players from the Stormers, 6 guys playing from England, 2 guys from France, giving you a South African based to overseas based split close to 70-30, and next year we will be looking at it as closer to 60-40 if the same squad did play, because a lot of these guys are going overseas. So the 2019 season for the Springboks, they've been undefeated, including a draw to New Zealand. They are in Pool B. New Zealand, South Africa, Italy, Namibia and Canada is in there. New Zealand is their first game of the World Cup. Then South Africa is probably going to be first or second favorite to get the Pool B number 1 spot. And Italy will probably try and surprise against the Springboks when they play against them. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts on the team down in the comments below, and then if you did like this video, please hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Cheers.